Big news, 5 state pension shocks every UK pensioner must know by October 2025. Big alert for every UK pensioner. Did you know that by October 2025, 5 massive shocks are coming to your state pension that could slash your income, delay your benefits, or even change who qualifies for support? If you're relying on your state pension to get by, missing this could cost you hundreds, maybe even thousands of pounds a year. Stay tuned, because I'm breaking down everything you must know to protect your retirement income before it's too late. Welcome to UK Pension Update, your trusted source for the latest news, changes, and expert insights on pensions, benefits, and retirement in the UK. If you're retired or planning for it, we've got you covered. Let's dive into today's important update. First off, let me say this: pensions and retirement benefits are some of the most important parts of your financial security after you stop working. But the system isn't static, it's constantly evolving due to government policies, inflation adjustments, and demographic shifts. Because of this, it's crucial to stay updated and understand how these changes might impact your pension income and entitlements. So, what are these 5 state pension shocks coming up? Let's break them down one by one. You may have heard about the government's triple lock promise. That's the guarantee that your state pension will increase each year by the highest of 3 measures: inflation, average earnings growth, or 2.5%. This rule has been in place for years, protecting pensioners from their income falling behind inflation or wage growth. But here's the shock: there's serious speculation that the triple lock could be scrapped or modified before October 2025. Why? The government is facing mounting pressure on public finances due to rising inflation, increasing pensioner numbers, and economic uncertainty. Some reports suggest they might move to a double lock system, removing the 2.5% minimum increase and instead linking pension rises only to inflation or earnings growth, whichever is higher. What does this mean for you? Potentially smaller annual increases in your state pension income, which might not keep pace with the rising cost of living. If this happens, your spending power could shrink over time, especially if inflation stays high. Number 2, state pension age changes. If you're in your 50s or early 60s, listen up. The official state pension age is currently 66, but it's scheduled to rise to 67 between 2026 and 2028, and then to 68 sometime after 2037. However, recent government consultations suggest they could bring these increases forward or adjust the pace. This means you may have to wait longer to receive your state pension than you originally expected. What's more, the way they calculate your state pension age might become more individualized, factoring in life expectancy projections and your health status. That could lead to some people having to wait longer while others might be eligible earlier. It's a complicated and controversial topic because it directly impacts when you can access your pension benefits. So, if you were planning to retire at 66 or 67, be sure to keep an eye on official announcements. You don't want any surprises. Number 3, changes to pension credit and other means-tested benefits. Pension credit is a vital safety net for lower-income pensioners in the UK. It tops up your income if you're below a certain threshold and can also provide additional help with housing costs and council tax. However, there are expected reforms that could alter how pension credit is calculated and who qualifies. Some proposals involve tightening eligibility criteria or reducing the amount of support in an attempt to save public money. Others are considering linking benefit increases more closely to inflation measures that tend to rise more slowly than actual living costs. The result? Some pensioners currently relying on pension credit could see reduced payments or even lose eligibility altogether. This is a big deal because many older people depend on these benefits to cover essentials like heating, food, and rent. If you're receiving pension credit or think you might qualify, it's vital to stay informed about these changes and check your entitlement regularly. Number 4, impact of inflation and cost of living on state pensions. Inflation has been a huge topic across the UK for the past few years, and it's not slowing down. Rising prices for energy, food, and everyday essentials have put huge pressure on household budgets, especially for pensioners on fixed incomes. Even if the triple lock stays in place, the reality is that inflation could outpace pension increases in some years, meaning your real purchasing power goes down. On top of that, changes in how inflation is measured for pensions could further reduce your income adjustments. Another shock? The energy price cap, which has helped limit increases in household energy bills, is expected to change or be removed, leading to potentially huge spikes in costs for pensioners. Since many older people spend more time at home, energy bills take up a larger slice of their budget. If these costs rise dramatically without corresponding pension increases, many pensioners could face tough financial decisions. Number 5. New rules around voluntary national insurance contributions. Here's a less obvious but critical change coming that could impact your final pension amount. For many years, if you missed some national insurance contributions during your working life, maybe because you were self-employed, unemployed, or working abroad, you could make voluntary contributions later on to fill the gaps and increase your state pension. From late 2025, new restrictions and deadlines will come into force around when and how you can make these voluntary contributions. The government aims to close loopholes and ensure fairness, but for some people, this means you could lose the opportunity to boost your pension by topping up missing years. If you're approaching retirement or have gaps in your national insurance record, this is an urgent wake-up call. You'll want to check your national insurance record now, plan carefully, and speak to a pensions advisor if you need help understanding your options before these new rules take effect. Now, all these shocks might sound overwhelming, and honestly, they are pretty serious changes. But don't panic. Being informed is the first step to protecting your financial future. Here's what you can do right now. Check your state pension forecast online using the government's official site. This will tell you how much you can expect to receive and when. If your expected pension age or amount looks off, start asking questions or get professional advice. Review your national insurance record. Look for missing years or gaps, and consider whether you can make voluntary contributions before the deadlines hit. If you're receiving pension credit or other means-tested benefits, keep up to date with announcements and review your entitlement annually. Think about your broader retirement finances beyond the state pension. If you have private pensions or savings, review your plans regularly to adjust for any state pension changes. Stay alert for government updates or consultations. Policies can shift quickly, so following reputable news sources or pension-focused channels can keep you ahead of the curve. Before we wrap up, let's talk a bit about what these shocks mean in the bigger picture. The UK's aging population is putting enormous strain on the state pension system. There simply aren't enough working-age people to fully support rising numbers of pensioners at the current benefit levels. That's why these reforms are being pushed to balance fairness, sustainability, and financial responsibility. But the flip side is that pensioners, many of whom rely almost entirely on state pensions, could face reduced income or delayed benefits. This could increase poverty risks among the elderly or force some to work longer than they planned. It's a challenging situation for policymakers, and it underscores how important it is for everyone to stay engaged with these changes. Alright, so to recap the 5 big shocks. The potential end or modification of the triple lock. Changes and possible increases in the state pension age. Reforms to pension credit and means-tested benefits. The harsh impact of inflation and rising living costs on pension income. New restrictions on voluntary national insurance contributions. Thanks for watching UK Pension Update. If you found this helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a critical update that could affect your finances. Stay informed, stay prepared, and we'll see you in the next video.